NYPD will no longer force women to remove hijab for mugshots in New York City of the United States of America. 2 years ago, 2 Muslim women began a lawsuit against the New York Police Department, or NYPD, claiming they had suffered the same humiliating ordeal. After arrest, while their photographs were being taken, the women were ordered to remove their hijabs, which left them feeling ashamed and exposed. But last week, to settle the lawsuit, the NYPD agreed to amend its policy to now allow religious people to keep their head coverings on while being photographed, so long as their faces were clearly visible. The settlement agreement would apply to hijabs as well as other religious headwear like skullcaps and wigs worn by Orthodox Jews or the turbans worn by Sikhs. So, NYPD, what's with this religious privilege?
I'm not sure what's the motivation behind no longer forcing them, because if the idea is
settling the lawsuit,
right? But if the idea is that we could be you're identifiable enough, I mean, is that not? I'm not sure if I'm against this. I'm not sure, because I don't want to like cause. If this is a form of religious privilege, then I'm against it, right? But if this is a form of, well, this is not necessary, so we might as well not do it, then I don't have an issue with it. But I can't tell which one it is. What do you guys think, Rivka?
Well, it specifically exempts religious people from. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Never mind. This is bullshit.
Well, and I mean, on some level, I hear what you're saying. It's like half-half. They're like, it's not that necessary, but it is specific only to religious people. So if you walk in there and you're wearing a hat that says Beastie Boys, and they say you have to take your hat off, and you're like, no, I'm not taking my hat off. You can see my face. They will force you to take that hat off because you don't belong to the church of the Beastie Boys. But if you're wearing a kippah,
right,
they won't take you to force it off. So so religious people get some sort of special something that you and I don't get.
Yeah, they're winning.
It's also interesting though, because in a U.S. passport, you can't wear anything. They don't care. Like, you cannot wear a head covering. You have to take it off.
Yeah, why is this even allowed? Shouldn't like the Freedom from Religion Foundation get involved?
I haven't actually looked at the newsletter. They just came in the mail, but I mean that was written last month or whatever. But
this is a form of religious privilege. Like, this is one laws for religious people and different laws for other people.
Unless we'll see if somebody comes in wearing their Beastie Boys hat or whatever, and they say whatever. We can see your face. It doesn't matter. Well, then, okay.
Well, this is where the Pastafarians need to get involved, but I don't know how likely it is that you would be arrested while wearing a colander on your head.
Guys, look at this, okay? So think about this. We have the New York Police Department in the United States of America bending the knee to Islam, right? This is, if you are not convinced of the level of power and influence that this goddamn ideology has, right? We're talking about the world's largest city, one of the most famous police forces in the world, supposed to be badass people that they don't get intimidated by anything, right? These are supposed to be the people that protect laws and the values that this country is supposed to be standing for. The strongest country in the goddamn planet, right? Its most famous police department. As Islam in a country that is not Islamic is coming out and telling the police that we don't like this, and the police is saying, okay. Like, if this is not giving into intimidation by Islam, if this doesn't show you the the influence on Islam on the planet on a global scale, where it can make the New York Police Department bend the knee, right? In United fucking States, right? I don't understand how are you going to be convinced about the influence of Islam if they can do this. And guys, again, when you give them this, what do you think is going to happen next? If you give them this, what do you think is going to come next? Do you think they're going to be like, yay, we're done now, we got it, this is happy, we're happy, we're good now, people, we're good now, police department? Or are they going to go be like, we managed to make the New York fucking police department bend the knee to us? I wonder what else we can get. Do you think this win is not going to motivate these fuckers to go out and get more? You idiots. This is going to, oh my God. This is going to motivate. Like, this is like, they smell. Oh, I was going to say blood, but I don't know. That's going to come. People are going to think I'm saying something else. But okay, so Rivka, and then I'm not anti. See, I'm picking Rivka over Susanna. I'm not anti-Semitic. See, I'm
because I have something to say about New York because I was born there, maybe. But I think that it's not just Islam. I guarantee you, there's a lot of probably Orthodox Jews that are very happy about this as well. And I'm also thinking it's not the New York City Police Department per se, but it's their attorneys and their settlement fund that is saying
that is the New York Police Department.
Well, the actual people like the chief of police or the other people in the department may not be necessarily in line
but
with
that
this.
is part of the. But
that's true, but I understand that. But I also think that the motivation is probably number one, to settle this because they don't want ongoing lawsuits. They don't want to pay out a bunch of money. So they're like, okay, we'll just let you take it off. No more money. Also, I think that it's some sort of overcorrection and virtue signaling because they feel like, after 9/11, a lot of Muslims felt bad because we were looking at your mosques and stuff. So here you go, have the hijab. And, honestly, I think there's some of that going on as well. And this, very politically correct environment that exists in a lot of some of these, areas like this.
Susanna.
Well, really quickly, I think it has less to do with 9/11 and more to do with how hard the defund the police movement is going after the NYPD in general. I mean, over this past summer, there's been so much going on with the NYPD, with the riots that they've been seeing throughout the city. But I would like to give further context for a few things about this case. Under the terms of the settlement agreement, the police department will now revise its patrol guide to reflect the new policy and train its officers to, quote, take all possible steps when consistent with personal safety to allow prisoners to keep their headwear on in order to respect their, quote, privacy, rights, and religious beliefs. The department also said that for the next 3 years, it will keep track of any occasions in which it forced prisoners to remove religious headwear. An exemption would be made during searches for weapons or contrabands, or when the officer believes that the, quote, head covering presents a risk of safety to the prisoners or others. The attorney involved in the case said that the agreement did not settle the issue of damages for hundreds, if not thousands, of religious people who over the years were forced to remove their headwear while having their arrest photos taken. Patricia Miller, chief of the Special Federal Litigation Division of the City Law Department, said in a statement issued Monday evening that the settlement agreement was a, quote, good reform for the NYPD. So that's someone from the city's law department.
Yeah. So yeah. I mean, I think you're right. I wasn't specifically saying that it was 9/11, but I just feel like there's this urge to overcorrect coming after that. And yeah, they definitely are taking a lot of heat. But the fact that they are allowed to say that if it's safety, you have to take it off, which makes sense to me. If you're wearing a scarf that's long all the way around your head, it's very logical that you're not allowed to wear that inside of a prison cell where you could harm yourself or others could use it to harm you.
Yes.
Yeah,
All right. So
Or a turban or
I think it's ridiculous because there are so many identifying factors and features on a person. This is for mugshots, remember. This is to identify individuals who have committed crimes. So think about how many identifying factors are around your neck, around your ears, the color of your hair, the texture of your hair. These are key identifying features on an individual and when police are looking for suspects and stuff. So
just convert to Islam right before your mugshot.
saying the Shahada
Orthodox Judaism, and you get to wear a wig. So
yeah,
you're wearing a wig one time, and the next time you rob the bank, you're wearing a different wig.
Okay, let me highlight some comments here. Hold just a second. There we go. Okay, there we go. All right. So McGee is saying it shouldn't cover any part of the face, front, and side view, as to not defeat the purpose of a mugshot. Might as well use their hijab as hairnets. This person is saying my ski mask is part of my deeply held beliefs. Okay, so yes, so this person
that's perfect.
that is perfect. Isabel is saying that's cool if they apply it to anyone. Let people. I think she meant everyone. Let people wear hats, hoods, bandanas that don't cover the face for fairness. Hannah, I mean, she's being sarcastic here. Yeah. Hannah saying, I think this is a positive development, but still my heart breaks for these women who have been so thoroughly indoctrinated with the belief that their bodies are shameful, that showing their hair causes them this much distress. Well, I agree with the second part. I don't agree that this is a positive development. Marty saying, so does that mean I won't have to remove my, what is this?
Balaclava. That's a ski mask.
Balaclava. I'm from Ireland, and it's our national. It's our national face cover.
That's an IRA joke.
Oh my god! Yeah, I got that. Brian is saying this is stupid to the extreme. How are you supposed to see any distinguishing marks that could be covered with a hijab?
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I mean, yeah, might as well just let them wear the niqab. You just go all the way.
Yeah.
Just go all the way. Why not? Why not?
Beliefs.
I mean, I would want to argue that technically it's not Islamic if you have female officers or female employees come take your mugshot, and your mugshot is saved somewhere where men are not going to see it, but it's just used for legal purposes. I would want to say that, but I don't. You know why? Because we don't have to negotiate with your religion. It doesn't matter. I don't want to come like, well, technically in your religion this is allowed, which is true. This is allowed if they have actual female officers coming and taking your pictures, and you can't say like, this is my guess. You don't even know your religion. Yeah, you don't even like, yeah, this is allowed in your religion. But I do not want to make that argument, because who gives a shit what your religion says? It's your religion. It's not the fucking law in the United States. Anyways.
And actually, a lot of times they do have female officers like searching women, and they'll often say, do you want a female officer? So I don't think it matters. But the mugshot you may not be able to have. I mean, whoever's taking the picture that day. But a lot of times they have female officers specifically for women, by the way. Just throwing that out there, regardless of your religion or not.
I'm just saying, even as staff, if they wanted to do a mugshot, it could be in a room where there's only a female taking the picture. But I don't want to make that argument. I just want to throw that out there because I know some people might say that. I'm just guessing, but I'm just saying that we shouldn't even be making that argument, because your religion is your religion. But go on.
In 2015, the department altered its policy in an interim order that ensured that when photographs were taken, those who opposed having their headgear removed could be taken to a private room at police headquarters to be photographed without their heads covered by someone of the same gender. However, that was not incorporated into the patrol guide. But to what you were saying earlier, Yeah, when the officer snapped photos of her bare head and hair from several angles, she felt naked. And then one of the one was talking about how several male officers stared at the image of her uncovered head as they stored it in the police database, deepening her shame.
Oh yeah, the officers were jacking off to the images of my hair. Like this
so
is how,
that's the thing with having their headwear removed in a private room to be only photographed by someone of the same gender. Like, there's still going to be people of the opposite gender having access to that photo, so that's not going to be good enough for them. It's not. It's never going to be good enough for them.
Maybe they shouldn't commit a crime. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, these women violated, or they were both arrested for similar charges of violating orders of protection.
I mean, yeah, actually, you're right, Rivka. People are like, oh, I was stressed out. I didn't like it. Oh, I was opposed to other people who have like just a pleasant experience when they're being arrested. It's just like, yeah, this is so pleasant. I'm being put in a police car. I'm being taken to mugshot. It was such a wonderful day at the police station. It was like not stressful. Everything was hunky dory. It was just great. And we were like, what do you? Yeah, you're right. Like, yeah, of course it's going to be a stress. You committed a crime. You're getting arrested. You're taking your mugshot taken. It's going to be a stressful experience. God damn it, man. But again,
of course, prisoners are human beings. They shouldn't be, but it just made me laugh that they're, so upset.
You shouldn't be mistreated, but you can't demand that, like, you shouldn't be mistreated, but you can't be like demanding that whole thing to be completely stress-free. Like, you might as well be like, I didn't get a massage as well for like,
I missed my show. They made me they wouldn't let me keep my key ring. I mean, come on.
What if the officers? Okay, God damn it! I'm gonna say something. It's gonna get me in trouble. Anyways, thank you for joining us. Subscribe to our channel. Hit the bell thingy. If you haven't, I don't know why. What's holding you back? Okay. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, why haven't you subscribed to our channel? Explain that to us, please. Like, bell, and also if you're not getting notifications and stuff because YouTube is not telling people that we have shows, because YouTube is like, oh, this person told us that they want to get your shows, right? They want to get your videos, but nah, we think is no. And they also hit the bell button, but nah, you guys are too controversial. We want to show them mainstream stuff. We want to show them CNN or cat videos or whatever. But people are like, no, we want to see Atheist Republic. And YouTube is like, no, we don't think you want this. They're like, no, please show it to us. We say to you, we want to see Atheist Republic. And YouTube is like, no, we think we know what's better for you than you yourself. So, to solve that, there's a link in the description, which is to our newsletter. So hopefully we could email it to you. So hopefully you get some of our content that way, okay? So, yeah, subscribe to our newsletter as well. And share our videos, because we do get demonetized. That's an obvious on every one of our videos. So F that. But we don't care about that anymore. But we also get deprioritized. And that's even more damaging to us. Deprioritized, what does that mean? That means we don't show up on the suggested, videos on the right and all that, on people's homepages. And that's how channels grow. Unfortunately, we can't grow. So we need you guys to share our videos.